What is up, y'all? It's your girl, brand new, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a Belle Collective recap, honey. This is for season 2, episode 3. It was a lot of interesting things, honey, that happened in this episode. Let's get to it. All right, so the episode picks up where it left off last week. We got a meeting in the ladies' room, okay? We have Tisha. She gets Latrice and tries to get her to talk to Marie. Tisha is telling Latrice, you need to let her know you had nothing to do with this, and then hopefully, she can move forward. And Latrice, she gets to talking to Marie, and she begins telling her, I didn't have no motive, and I don't know, you guys. I kept trying to look up the damn clip of the reunion to see who started what, and I didn't have any good results. I don't believe Latrice's hands are clean. I think that she didn't like Marie. Okay, she didn't like Marie, and maybe it wasn't her, but somebody affiliated with her. Maybe that damn Kayline, or I believe she had something to do with it. That white lady, honey, was evil. I believe that white lady and maybe some other people, they came together to try to bring Marie's business down to the ground. So y'all have to remember that if somebody tried to, kill your pride and joy, honey, your business, you go feel a way about that, right? And I feel like Marie has a right to feel a way about Latrice, to not trust her. My issue with Marie is she needs to learn how to control her emotions. Ma'am, you are way too grown to be allowing this woman to get you all out of pocket at your friend's event. You forgot where you was. Okay, you forgot what you stand on, what you believe. Like, how you go forget all of that? Like, you got to carry yourself, Marie, a certain way if you want people to properly receive you. And I think Marie is struggling with that because she got to be, hell, she's a mother, she a grandmother, she got to triple up on those duties because her son's baby mama, just got killed. And then we got that raggedy ass ex-husband of hers, honey, who she talking about buying a damn Rolex watch for. Marie, you done lost your damn mind, okay? Run away from me with this. That part right there pissed me the hell off. I cannot stand you guys, strong black women acting a fool, serving it to another sister, cussing that sister out, and then when it comes to a damn man, you all meek, you all mild, you feel the need to coddle him and buy him a Rolex watch so that can motivate his ass to take care of his daughter with you. Make that make sense, Marie. Like, girl, you need to be checked for your own damn mental health, okay? You need to get into one of your little programs you got for your mammy. Okay, I don't like that. I don't like it that we as women, we strong, we black, business women, okay? Not just business minded, actually has the businesses and the accolades to, back up everything. And then look at your damn love life. Look at your damn, and you're not married no more, but it's like, just look at that. That just looks so trifling, honey. It's beneath you, Marie. So I think that Marie is not just mad at Latrice. I think she's so angry about like her life. Now, it really pisses me off when people say, well, she's just an ugly, bitter woman and Latrice is so beautiful. I hate when y'all do that. Y'all make people so perfect. And I don't think Latrice's hands are clean. I just don't. I remember her tone at that reunion, how she began acting when Kayline was there. Oh, yeah, Antoinette. I didn't like all of that. It just... They don't look like any of them are trustworthy to me. And I do believe, somebody close to Latrice really tried to destroy this woman's business. Marie is not buying it because Marie is not hearing Latrice taking any ownership. She's just like, hey, it wasn't me. I didn't try to do it. Yeah, but bitch, you knew who did, though. You was close enough to the situation. And the fact that you are not admitting that, I think that that's why certain people, they can't move past things, because you're not really owning like what you did. Maybe it wasn't you, but you stood back. You knew it was coming. You knew the who's who of who was involved, right? So that's what it is, I feel, with Marie. So she get mad. She don't want to hear nothing that Latrice has to say, and she storms out. Latrice get to talking all to LATIASHA, saying, well, I ain't about to babysit a grown bitch's feelings. And, that little line was cute, Latrice, but you another one. You weak when it come to your husband. Your mother sat up here and told us that your husband ain't about shit. He's controlling as hell. Okay? And he wants you to have that baby so you could be stuck with his ass. Like when her mother was talking clear as day about her marriage to Cliff, honey, Miss Robinson heard a word. I was like, say no more, because mama knows the type of relationship or marriage, that you are in. And yes, you got all this property with Cliff. I was very impressed, honey, with the land, the acres that they own. That's all nice, well, and good. I expect that, when you are married to an older man, I expect you to be getting something out of it. But at what price, sis? Okay, I see these women, you guys, they are in these marriages with men of means and, they got money, but I don't see a lot of respect. I don't see Cliff really respecting Latrice for the businesswoman that she is. She has a lot of childhood trauma issues. Her ass need to be in therapy because she a hot mess too. So it's not like, well, Maria is so messed up and Latrice is so mature. And I just hate when I listen to reviews, you guys, that's like that, because all of these women, are flawed. Even Tisha, the fact that she's taken a pause from a marriage, that hell, she needs to eject that raggedy ass tape that's in there. Okay, she need to be done with her man Glenn, because it's just too raggedy and he making you look stupid and making you feel bad, honey. Okay. Another thing that pissed me off was Tisha constantly trying to stop Marie from leaving. Now listen, she left the damn table. Okay, she left the table. And you should have just let her walk off. You should have continued to have your brunch. I get you wasn't expecting her to be all dramatic at your damn brunch, but you should know Marie by now, okay? Y'all been cool for a while. But yeah, I didn't like that Tisha did all of that. But I understood, what she was trying to do. So we got Latrice. She's talking to the women at the brunch. They didn't got up from the table. They trying to figure out where everybody went. So they go and check on Latrice, and Latrice explains to them, I feel, so bad for Tisha because she was trying to get us to talk, but Marie didn't want to hear nothing that I had to say. She just, got all nasty. The ladies was trying to ask her, well, did y'all ambush her? And she was like, no. Tisha thought that we would have a logical conversation, and that's not how it played out. Then Latrice got the putting 20 on 10, talking about she's a better friend than Marie, and she doesn't embarrass Tisha out in public at her events. Okay. Latrice, no, ma'am. You need to really look at your character. You really need to take some responsibility and accountability for what you did in this situation. And I do not believe that it was just nothing. Your whole vibe you was given when Antoinette was on this show, you was up her butt, you was talking your shit, you Kaylon and Antoinette. And I just don't feel, you guys, that Latrice is totally innocent. I don't, however, feel that Maria's handling this the right way, because I wouldn't give Latrice all of that. Okay, I know it's hard, but yeah, you don't give no woman all your energy like that, especially some woman you don't like. You treat the heifer like she ain't even there, okay? AKISHA ends up leaving the brunch, telling some of the women she was making shady comments. I'm going to go ahead and leave the brunch. You know, I didn't get empowered. This is what I'm talking about, AKISHA. You don't need to speak on everything in every way you feel. AKISHA is a beautiful woman, but I do not think that she is happy in her life, because there's no way in hell you go around being so damn nasty to everybody and judging and criticizing this woman's brunch, and the food is burned and this is wrong and that's wrong. You are a person that just wants to be offended. And then you sit up there and you have a lot of fucking nerve. You sit up there and tell Tambra that she was pregnant 7-something times. So the thing with you is patience, right? And I know a lot of people may not like what I'm getting ready to say, but oh well. You done went through all of that shit with trying to have a baby, and then you finally, I guess, popped out 2 kids after 7 failed pregnancies. And then you have the nerve and the audacity to be so critical about somebody's event. Girl, like, she has to still be miserable, you guys, from going through all of that or something. Like, there is something that happened in this lady's life to just make her be so mean and nasty. Okay, like I always tell y'all, it's all about energy. That people don't care about how pretty you are. It's about your energy, how you make people feel. Are you communicating in a logical and respectful way? And AKISHA has not demonstrated that. We see Tisha and Marie, they're still talking, and Tisha is telling Marie, like, I wouldn't have did this to you at your event. And Marie tells her, like, I didn't do anything to you. I walked away. Your brunch didn't have to stop because of me. And I am 100% in agreement with Marie. Okay, you should have let her had her moment. Maybe she would have cooled off. Maybe she would have had to leave, but it would have been more peaceful, right? But no, that's not what happened. Marie says that people don't like her because she don't throw rocks and hides her hands. People try to paint this picture of her that she's the evil, mean bitch of the show. And I noticed that. I look at comments, I look at reviews. Well, she's so nasty and she's so depressed about her life. She ain't by herself. Okay, because all these women's lives is messed up, especially when it come to these men. Okay, we looking at Tisha, we looking at Marie, we looking at LATRICE. Ain't nobody doing better, in my opinion, than nobody. I don't know who the hell would marry, what is her damn name? What is that? AKISHA. I don't know who would marry that. Beautiful woman, nasty ass spirit. She's unhappy with something. Okay. And I've been around women like that, and they wanted to be my friends, and I always turned them down. And I would always get asked, why you didn't befriend her? She's pretty and she fits into how you look. And I said, I don't care about that. It's all about energy, how you make me feel. Don't nobody want to be around somebody that's always nitpicking, always looking for the next damn thing to criticize. And no. You know, so a lot of times when a person is critical like that, it goes back into who they are and their character. And there's something that happened in her life. We'll get to her in a little bit. But yeah, I'm just looking like, LATISHA, let Marie go. Okay, let it go, girl. She ends up going back to the brunch. They end up toasting. Now really quickly, you guys, I forgot to tell you, there was this little scene before LATISHA went out and greeted the ladies, and, you know, they did their toast. She kind of broke down and was crying and got to repeating some of the stuff that AKISHA had said. The food is burned and this is wrong. So basically, Tisha is in a mind frame now where she don't like AKISHA. Okay, so we go table that. But so the ladies close out the brunch. Now we got, what's her name? Sophia So Gucci. We got her and LATRICE. Their men all get together and, go driving around Cliff and LATRICE'S acres, honey, okay? Just driving around, throwing mud on each other with the cars. It looked fun. They was going fast. LATRICE was talking mess, so Gucci was talking mess. Really good time. Nice to see, everybody let their hair down. So LATRICE and So Gucci and their men, they're all having hot chocolate, and they get to talking about LATISHA's brunch. So Gucci's husband gets to talking about the brunch and how the women was acting, and he was like, I ain't never seen no Belle's act like that. Then LATRICE and So Gucci got to saying, well, you got to have the right women there, and the right women was not there. Some of them had bad energy, and I agree. So I love what So Gucci said about AKISHA's attitude and how she kept complaining about the food and there's something on her plate. And So Gucci was like, shit, she could have wiped that off and kept on going. And then she, was all that complaining, and she ended up leaving. And so Gucci was like, I didn't leave. And then she's just like, AKISHA should have stayed, especially to be supportive of Tisha. And, they have this project with Ferris Street, and they're supposed to be coming together to work on that. So I agree with everything that she said. She made a lot of good points. LATRICE get the blaming everything on Marie, honey, and we had this bad energy because Marie always wants to fight me. And LATRICE, stop acting like you so innocent, okay? You done did a little something to this woman. Like I said, you guys, I don't agree that Marie should be so aggressive with LATRICE. And if LATRICE is not going to admit to anything that she did, as far as trying to destroy Marie's businesses, Marie, you're going to have to let it go. You are not going to get that. Sorry, you are not going to. And that's hard for certain people, you guys. A lot of people, and I'm kind of like that too. I don't really all the time need an apology. Sometimes I need an acknowledgement that that you disrespected me or hurt my feelings or maybe did something inappropriate to me. I think that a person feels better if a person just admits to that, but LATRICE is not owning that. So you got to move on, Marie, for you. LATRICE gets to telling Gucci and her husband, because the husband asks, why do Marie hate you so much? And LATRICE says, well, she's intimidated. She ain't intimidated by you, girl. I don't believe that. LATRICE then gets to telling them what Marie is mad at, and it's these rumors about her and her company. And LATRICE says she doesn't care enough about her to even be talking about her. I'm like, you talking about her now? Okay. I'm going to let it pass because, you're doing it for the show. But I just feel like LATRICE is acting a little too like she's never said anything, about Marie or, so girl, stop playing. You didn't say a little stuff about her. So Gucci says, you think you and Marie could ever move forward, LATRICE? And LATRICE was like, I tried and I'm done. I don't think she's interested in moving on. And that's fair. So we have LATRICE. She, is still talking to Gucci and her husband, and she's telling them about how Cliff wants a baby. And, we see her talking in her confessional about how he knows that a baby is going to slow her down. And yeah, a lot of these men, they sick like that. They'll get you pregnant on purpose. That way you could be stuck with this baby. Okay. And a lot of them, they will lie and say, yeah, I'm going to be a good father. Meanwhile, I ain't going to never be around. Okay. So, and even if he is, your husband, honey, I think LATRICE knows that there is a bigger question in order. And it's not, well, will I have a baby for my husband? It's, am I even in the right marriage? Because anytime you have this much trauma with you not wanting a baby, she shared because of her brothers and, they were killed. And then I guess they was out committing crimes and stuff too. And then her father, wasn't there for her growing up. And, she has a lot of the same story that a lot of us have. And it's just like, who wants to bring a baby into this world? But I was sitting there looking at her and I'm like, that's not your life though. That stuff happened in your life, but that's not you can choose something better. You got to let go of the past and stop staying stuck. And I think what Latrice is, she ain't that happy with Cliff, because you shouldn't be scared to have a baby with your husband. I feel like Latrice knows deep down inside she doesn't have a safe space to land with Cliff. Look at how he speaks. He made mention of LATISHA's marriage to Glenn. Look at what Glenn did. Don't make me pull a Glenn. Then he says to Latrice, well, you don't want to end up like Tambra. Okay? What's so bad about being Tambra? Tambra didn't go out here and, get pregnant by any old body. She's with the man that she's been with for a number of years. Now they got the other little situation. We'll see how that plays out, you guys. But I don't like how Cliff talks about the other women in the group. Very disrespectful. Latrice, I hope you don't think you are winning with this man, because you are not. A lot of women feel that way, though. We see it on Love and Marriage Huntsville. They feel like because they still with their man, they winning. No, okay? You need to let him go, Cliff, because she just don't seem like a wife that's, oh, I'm in love with my man and I'm ready to take this next step. Whenever a woman is kind of similar to Quad and Dr. G, it was that feeling that she probably always had, like something is not right about this relationship. I wouldn't feel comfortable with bringing another human being in this relationship. And I think that is how Latrice really feels. That's why she wants to get away from the baby conversation, because the bigger question would be, what does this say about my marriage, and should I let my marriage go? And as you can see it tell, a lot of these women will stay in these marriages even if they are toxic. So that's a question, a lot of them don't want to answer, especially Latrice. So it's interesting because So Gucci's husband, no, it was Latrice that said first, oh, well, I don't know the future as far as the baby is concerned. And So Gucci's husband says, well, don't you got a ring on your finger? And that ring, what does it symbolize, guys? It symbolizes that you married somebody and you supposed to be in this happy space. You should know the future, because after all, you made this man your husband, right? She knows that there's something wrong in that marriage, but she ain't gonna have that conversation. And I'm going to say this about Marie. Marie don't respect Latrice, not because of just what she allegedly did to her business, quote unquote, because Marie definitely feels Latrice was involved some type of way. But Marie don't like Latrice, you guys, because she could see right through her. And I told you, when you have characters like that, it's a Marlo and Kenya thing that kind of see each other. We see each other. They're not going to get along. Marie is never going to respect Latrice until she lives in her truth and stop trying to act like a Barbie doll. Stop trying to be a caricature of yourself, if you know what that means. The young ditzy woman with the man, and we done been together all these years, and I'm so happy. Marie knows that that's not the truth. Marie knows her life is toxic and messed up, and she has this illness, but she feels like, this is my truth, though. This is who I really am. And this girl ain't really being who she is on this show. So I'm not going to respect her, and I'm going to dismiss her. And people will treat you like that. Like if they feel like you're not really genuinely being authentic as a person, they don't want nothing to do with you, especially if they are very different. I'm not saying Maria's perfect, but Maria's, different from Latrice. So next, honey, we got Tambra and AKISHA. They get together and they get to talking about the brunch. So AKISHA gets on Tambra and says, I should be kicking your ass because you know better than to have me at such an event. Tambra tells AKISHA, well, her brunches usually don't go like that. AKISHA goes on to say, I have never been to a brunch like that in my whole life. Girl, you acting too sadiddy, too stuck up, you acting petty, you acting childish. You are an adult, and I'm pretty sure you done been to a house party or two and watched some family members get drunk, lose their cool. So it would have been kind of the same, similar situation, except you probably didn't know all the women at the brunch, but stop acting like you new to this, sis. Child, AKISHA gets in her damn confessional. What she called LATISHA's friends, the Pilahatchee posse. She goes in on the burnt waffles again. She goes in and doubles down on how she didn't feel empowered. Hell, she didn't even get to finish her food that she had on her plate. You didn't want to finish the food. You didn't like the food. So, girl, you just bitter. Hopefully, if AKISHA remains on this show, we see the real her, but this is not her, you guys. This is somebody that is hurting, and I'm being very serious. When you walk around being so judgmental and critical of other people, and you can't look over stuff. Meanwhile, though, you'd have had 7 failed pregnancies. Like, that should make you the most patient bitch in the world. I'm sorry, after going through that. Okay, like, so I don't know if she's happy in her marriage, you guys. We don't know a lot about her husband, but yeah, something is wrong with sis. Tambra tries to really take up for Tisha and say that, Tisha is a good woman. She really wants to empower women and be there for them. AKISHA shoots back at Tambra and says, girl, it's all about the leadership. Like, as a leader, she doesn't feel like Tisha is a good leader. I'm going to say this about Tisha. I like her personality. I know a lot of you all don't like her, but I hope that she gets herself together more as a woman, because ain't no way in hell you technically can empower me or any other woman if you got some raggedy ass man trying to get back in your life and back in your bed that you call husband, honey, which would be Glenn. She need to get rid of Glenn. He is dead weight and he is holding her back. She does. Now, whether Tisha stays with him or not, I still, I like her. I think that she has some likable qualities. She's definitely a lead on this show. She definitely has a way with words, a way with the girls. Okay, they respect and admire her, right? I really do like Tisha. But, girl, AKISHA, girl, you need to stop being a hater. Okay, that's what she's doing, honey. She trying to make the viewers, honey, hate Tisha. Like, she trying to empower us, but look, she got burnt bacon, burnt waffle. People do that, you guys. They'll see a position that you in and they'll poke holes. Oh, you don't know what you doing. Why is she even a leader? Did y'all kind of get that from when she was talking to Tambra? Tambra asks AKISHA, well, do you still think you would be interested in working with LATISHA on the Fair Street project? And AKISHA says, well, girl, I'm not that petty, but I still need to have a talk with her because I don't like how she was acting, when I, asked her about getting me a new place. She didn't act no kind of way. She helped you. You are the one talking about, well, I could talk to the owners and I could have this whole dissertation with them. And girl, you the one that put 20 on 10. So AKISHA tells Tambra about, her little IUF situation. And remember, she had a hard time keeping, her pregnancies. I think she said she was pregnant 7 times. And then finally she was able to, give birth the natural way. to her children, okay, without anything. She naturally conceived. So that's good. Tambra is looking up to her for that, because it's like, I'm kind of up there in age and I'm trying to have, a baby too. So I see AKISHA in her confessional. She gets to talking about Tambra and Damon. I guess she's been knowing them since they were in high school. And she's like, dang, they've been together a long time. And she still, don't have a ring. I don't like when women talk like that, because everybody does not see marriage like that. And a lot of women and men, they glorify marriage like, yeah, but if you're going to be together that long, you should just get married. They don't have to if they don't want to, okay? So she gets to talking to Tambra about that. Well, what if Damon just wants the baby and he doesn't want to get married? And Tambra was like, I wouldn't be cool with that. And I understand that. Like, if you are a woman and you've been with somebody for that long, okay, you want to have a baby, you want to get married, you want the traditional route, that's good. Do that. But I'm just wondering, honey, about this storyline of Tambra's man fooling around with LATIASHA's friend, honey. That's just crazy. Every time I see Tambra on the screen, honey, I want to hug her, because, like, girl, you don't know what's coming, huh? Okay. So next, honey, we see Marie. She done had a lupus flare up after her child's mother's funeral. Okay, so she is, stretched out, honey, on the couch. Essie comes to check in with her. Marie gets to saying she can't even, walk, she can't even bathe herself. I'm so happy she has Essie in her life. I feel like Marie's life is very stressful and complicated. I think she needs to simplify it, especially for her health. Stop doing all of this stuff for grown people. Yes, you want to be there for your son and your grandchildren. I get it. But you got to learn to say no. You got to learn to take some time. Whether you got a man in your life or not, I believe in taking yourself out on dates, taking, long baths, okay, hot bubble baths. Like, I believe in self-care. And I feel like Marie has to learn to do for self. Because, you say you don't have anybody to help you. Essie is there. Shit, they say if you got one good friend, you got somebody. So I would appreciate the hell out of Essie. And you got to learn to take care of yourself, Marie, or you are going to be no good to, your family. So let's get to this part where her and Essie get to talking about Cedric's tired ass and how he expects this Rolex, because when they were married, he feels like he should have got it when they were married, and I guess maybe she promised it. Listen, if you don't deliver, nigga, within the marriage or the relationship, once we break up, I'm not getting you shit. You think I didn't forgot about your raggedy ass behavior? Okay, you ain't getting a motherfucking thing. You barely deserve a thought in my brain. So, girl, take that blonde wig off, because I think it is making you tired, delayed, and confused. Take that shit off, okay? And don't get that man shit. He should be helping with his child, because that's the right thing to do. He loves the child, right? So if he ain't helping, you take his ass to court, get your child support. Marie, you are stuck doing everything, because what you are communicating to the universe is, I have it all and I'll do it all. No, you need to go and apply for some help called child support. Okay. And that's what I would do. I would not speak to Cedric again, until he comes correct. I would, just talk to him enough for the child, but other than that, y'all know how I feel. Less is best. Okay. That way you don't end up stressed. Her and Essie, honey, get to saying that they are each other's soulmates. I'm like, just become lesbians already, damn it. Okay, like, just go ahead. But girl, you better thank God you got her as a good friend. Essie says that her friend is strong, and it's, it's truly amazing that she hasn't given up yet, because she has enough on her plate, honey, to make her give up. And I love how Essie was advising Marie on how to deal with Cedric's ass. I was like, tell her, girl. So last but not least, honey, we see, this ain't the last scene. We see Latrice and her mother. What was interesting was how Latrice was laughing when her mother said that her father and her husband are one and the same. They're both jealous-hearted and controlling. The mother laid it out for her and said, you have that baby, and he's going to be like, a mother's place is at home with her child. He wants to keep you at home. And then that's what a lot of them do. That way they can go and roam the streets and be free as a bird, doing whatever they want to. And it doesn't mean anything just because the man is older. He's still a man. And I am with the mother, and the fact that Latrice was sitting up there laughing, I guess it was maybe a nervous laugh, but girl, you know that something is wrong with this marriage, but you want to keep this storyline of, oh, he wants a baby and I don't. No, you need to figure out why you don't really want one with him. And you do seem traumatized by your past, because, we didn't already talked about, you guys, what she done been through with her brothers and her father. You are traumatized, but you can also help yourself and go to therapy and reach a resolution. But like I said, the bigger question you need to ask yourself is, why I don't feel comfortable with having a baby with my husband. Because if you feel, and your mother feels, that he's going to be controlling and trying to block your blessings, and he'll know that you'll be more dependent upon him, that's not a healthy marriage for you to be in, right? So until she's ready to answer those type of questions, she ain't gonna get nowhere with this little storyline, if you ask me. Another thing I caught, honey, before we get to the last scene is her mother, Latrice's mother, says, are you really happy in your marriage? And Latrice hurries up and says, well, every marriage, needs work. No. You know that marriage is not right. I told y'all. Y'all don't believe me. I just be delivering all the goods, but I hope y'all really caught that. That mother knows that marriage is not good. If it has all of those components that I just talked to y'all about, can't have no baby with somebody like that that's trying to hold you back from your greatness. It ain't about he's gonna change. He's not gonna change. He too damn old. He's set in his ways. That's another thing about dating older men. They get set in their ways, but that's egoic. Any of us can kind of be set in our ways. So, that ain't just something for them. So, girl, get rid of that man. She probably won't, you guys, because there is security in being financially provided for. He probably paying all the bills. She got her own business. She feels independent. See, that child would be, she would feel stuck to him. And she has a fear that, she had his baby, he just go leave her. That's not good that you thinking all of that you see all of that. That lets me know you're not happy in your marriage. Okay? You're not going to be happy all the time, but at your core, at your foundation of your marriage, you shouldn't feel that way. So last but not least, honey, we got Tisha and AKISHA, and they sit down, honey, and they get right to business. AKISHA is in her damn confessional talking about, I hope Tisha has an apology for me, and why is she so offended that my damn plate was dirty? Ma'am, once again, you doing too much. AKISHA get to lying, because she like, well, the brunch was nice. No, it wasn't. Say all that shit you were saying in your confessional, sis. AKISHA gets to saying what her expectations was. I bet your ass expected to have all those kids too, and you didn't, right? And you got over it. How dare you? Like, you guys, I'm offended that she went through something like that, but it's so petty about a brunch. A brunch that's not yours. This lady put on a brunch that represented her values. She had the food that she wanted to have. The decorations was what she wanted. AKISHA even complained about the damn decorations. This is tacky. All this glitter. What was she saying? Girl, bye. LATISHA was looking at her. I know this bitch is crazy. I like what Tisha said to AKISHA. She said, when you walked into that room, whether consciously or unconsciously, you walked in with negative energy. That's exactly what it is. And I tell y'all in all my reviews, you could be as pretty or as in shape as you want to be, but guess what? You can't fool people with your energy. They're either going to like it, want more of it, or your energy can cause them to abandon you and not want to be with you or trust you, or do you see what I'm saying? So all of that complaining and nagging and trying to tear people down to lift herself up. I done been around somebody like that, you guys. I had no idea the person was like that until, some years down the line, they really showed me their hand. I was like, ugh, disgusting. I wonder how it would be going to a restaurant with her and she, dealing with a waiter or a waitress. She probably nasty to them too. You gotta watch out for people like that. They don't care how pretty she is, how light skinned she is, how light them eyes are, how many kids she got. These women on this show, they don't care about that. They don't care about how educated she is. See, none of that matters when you got nasty ass energy. And then I didn't like how she tried to throw LATISHA's friends under the bus and be like, oh, well, I know your little Pelahatchie posse. I know they weren't talking about me because their energy was off too. Girl, you was talking to them about LATISHA's event. Girl. And I like what Tisha said. She said, oh, and if I felt like anybody was going to be professional, I would have thought it would have been AKISHA. She was like, I was surprised that you was even acting like that. See, you surprised LATISHA. She had an expectation of you and you let her down. So both of y'all are let down, okay? So AKISHA goes on a tangent and continues to tell LATISHA, my waffles were burnt, my bacon was burnt. LATISHA was like, well, girl, I surveyed the room and asked all the women and they said everything was fine. Okay, so it's AKISHA, you guys. Okay, it's AKISHA that has the damn problem. There's something wrong with her, okay? I love what LATISHA said in her confessional. I absolutely agree that AKISHA came in there with an agenda. I think she came to this show with an agenda. And the agenda is to tear down everybody. And then AKISHA, how the hell do you keep saying, well, I'm looking to be empowered? You didn't empower LATISHA at the brunch. How about you show some women's empowerment and not tear down the host? Because hell, she tried, okay? She tried to do the best that she could do to bring you all together to discuss business and celebrate all of y'all many accomplishments as business women, right? But girl, you is just, she is so nasty and so rude, honey. AKISHA accuses Tisha of setting her up to have the dirty plate. And then Tisha was like, well, maybe you came in there and sprinkled something on your own plate just so you could have a problem. And Tisha is picking up on the fact that AKISHA is just a bitch that wants to complain. Okay, just want to complain. AKISHA is good, though. I will give her this. She is good for reality TV. She is. She's coming in strong. And wrong, but nevertheless, honey, okay, this season is going to be good. Last season was good. This season really going to be good. So, honey, AKISHA tries to apologize to LATISHA, and it failed. How do you apologize and then you turn around and still tell her, yeah, but my plate was still dirty? And then LATISHA was like, well, I apologized too, and your energy was still bad. I was like, come on, girl, tell her. Tisha is hoping to still do some business with AKISHA as it pertains to Ferris Street. She's hoping AKISHA's nasty ass attitude don't steer people away. They get to talking about Tambra's fiance, honey, that's allegedly cheating on her. And Tisha gets to the story of, well, how do you know, Tambra's fiance? AKISHA said, well, I remember him from being with Tamra in high school. Greedy is what they called Tambra's fiance in high school, honey. I said, oh, he is greedy, all right, okay. So Tisha ends up telling AKISHA that she knows Greedy through her friend, okay. Now it's interesting, she's not saying, oh, I know him through Tambra, but so, honey, Tisha get to wrapping this story all up in a roundabout way. And I'm like, girl, don't spill it. Don't spill the tea, honey. Okay. I didn't like that AKISHA was in her confessional saying she felt like Tisha was trying to break up Tamra's happy household with Greedy, with her fiance. I don't feel like she was doing that. She simply said, oh, well, my friend knows him. Now, she didn't say a lot, but you could kind of tell with the body language, like maybe the friend heard something, and we know what the friend heard. The friend had been screwing him, but see, they didn't get to all of that. So for AKISHA to get her ass in her confessional, and make that, hypothesis, honey, about what LaTeasha was getting at, I was like, girl, bye. You need to quit. Because nothing she said made it look like she was trying to break up a happy home. She was just saying, that her friend. And I know some people are going to roll their eyes and suck their teeth and say, well, no, Tisha was being funny. Now, that's my issue with Tisha with this thing with Tambra. I feel she needs to go to Tambra by herself, be a real friend, and tell her what you know. I wouldn't be talking or not talking to this bitch, AKISHA, about it. Like, I wouldn't be showing no sign language or no signs that I know anything. It's a no. But they're shooting a reality show. This is what they do, right? So, honey, AKISHA and Tisha agreed to, honey, just work on Ferris Street. Not so much a friendship. Let's just see if we can work it out when it comes to business. Okay? But that's all I have, you guys, for this recap of Belle Collective, honey. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, brand new, and I will check you guys out in the next video.